Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this webinar brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by our company, LifeChant. So today's topic is very exciting. This is because we get to learn on how to draw trend lines. And also, our speaker today, Ms. Pauline Yong, will teach us on how to master in drawing the support and also resistance lines, and also how to apply it on the chart patterns. So before we started, I would like to read the disclaimer first. So today, whatever we share on this webinar is only for educational purpose. We will never give any sell and buy recommendations to any company. Whatever we discuss here is for case study and also educational purpose only. So if you decide to do any investment, it is 100% your investment risk. So now allow me to introduce our beautiful speaker today, which is Ms. Pauline Yong. Ms. Pauline Yong is a CEO of the Sigma Wealth Sdn Bhd, and she is also a licensed and experienced financial planner who is certified by Malaysian Securities Commission Financial Planner Representative License, and also Bank Negara Financial Advisor Representative License. So Ms. Pauline is also a course trainer and also public speaker for FPAM and also a Bursa Malaysia. Over 25 years in education. She is also have around 50,000 students and conducted over 200 large-scale corporate courses. So other than that, she's a professional financial planner and also a publisher. So hi, Ms. Pauline Yong.
Thank you,
How are you?
Shaf. Good. I'm good. Thank you.
So you are ready to begin?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Shaf, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. And my name is Pauline Yong. I'm a licensed financial planner, and I'm also a certified chartist. Good evening, everyone. So today, allow me to share my screen first. So this is my PowerPoint. So I have here with me a lot of people who are very interested in technical analysis. So may I have a show of hand here in the room? How many of you have just started investing in the stock market? And you may type in the chat. How many of you have just started? I see. So when you just started, are you using, hi, good evening. Are you using technical analysis, or you haven't started technical analysis yet? Are you using technical analysis? Okay, so for those of you who just started, yes, I see that Christine say yes, and a number of you say yes using TA. That's very good. Technical analysis, very good. And some say using market intelligence. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, so although you have just started, TA is more powerful, yeah. So I can see that many of you agree that technical analysis is a very powerful tool. So that is why today I'm going to share with you my secrets. Okay, my secrets of drawing the trend line. So definitely you will learn something from today's session. Okay, so and it will be, some of the secrets is something that you cannot learn from anywhere else. So yes, TA is an art or it's a science. Okay, somebody asked. TA, technical analysis, is both art and science, because there is a science. Later, I'll go through some of the theory part and the principles. So the principle part we have to understand. So those are the science, okay? Then, however, there is also some art on it. So that means that you are looking at different ways of interpreting it. So for me, I have my ways of interpreting it. And then over the years, I developed my way of drawing the trend line as well. So I can share with you, and then it's definitely open for sharing. Okay, so you can also share with me how you draw your trend line, and I can share with you how I draw my trend line. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, yes, I am a trader as well. Both an investor and a trader, yes. Okay, so here, However, my way of using the technical analysis can be both for investment purpose and can be for trading as well. So it is not 100% purely for trading. So using the technical analysis, you can have a lot of function. We can also apply into a unit trust, look at the trend and then look at any trend as well. So you can apply technical analysis into any financial markets. Okay, so not necessarily has to be trading, and then we are actually open to many areas. Okay, so today's session we're gonna look at the definitions of a trend. What is a trend? Because we all know that trend is our friend, and learn the different types of trends across different time frame. Okay, because when we are investing, the very first question you need to ask yourself is, what is your time frame? Okay, without having that time frame concept in the first place, you cannot do investment or you cannot do trading. Okay, the time frame is important. Then master the art of drawing the support and resistance lines and the application on the chart pattern, and learn how to draw trend lines using the moving average. Okay, so some interesting word here, moving average. So, and some case studies. So along when I explain, I will show examples already. Okay, so the examples is not until the end of it, it's along the way. Okay, so trend is your friend. Okay, so whether you are long-term investors or you are traders, short-term speculators, you have to know that trend is your friend. Okay, so in fact, when we invest, a lot of time when we do not, before we learn about technical analysis, and I'm sure some of you here who have not learned about technical analysis before. So if you have no idea about technical analysis, right, when you started trading or investing, you will have no idea what will be the price direction. For example, you buy into a share, and when you buy into a share, right, since you do not have that TA background, so you probably will not know what will be the direction, whether the price will be going up or going down or going sideways. Okay, so by knowing the trend, you can able to identify that. Yes, trend is our friend until it bends. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so when it bends, then it is on the reverse. All right. So first, I will give you some theories and then as well some practicals. So we will learn both, okay, theories and practicals. And trend line is a line drawn over a pivot highs and a pivot lows to show the prevailing direction. So one simple definition is higher high and higher low. Okay, so whenever you see a higher high and higher low, so this one, I'm drawing a trend line here. Okay, so when you see higher high, okay, this high is higher than this high, right? Then, and then when it retraces, and then it go up again. So this low is higher than the low here. So when you see higher high and higher low, then we can see that it is a uptrend. Okay, so the definition is very simple for an uptrend, higher high and higher low. Okay, higher high and higher low. How about a downtrend? Okay, so when you draw a downtrend, so you know that the high here is lower than the previous high. So here we are looking at lower high and a lower low. Okay, lower high and a lower low. So lower high and a lower low. So this one will be a downtrend. So the definition is very simple. Okay, and of course you can also draw a horizontal trend, and this will be moving sideways. So which one would you want to trade? Let's say you want to trade. Okay, can anybody tell me which one you want to trade? You want to trade in the up wave, the sideways, or the down one? Okay, which one you want to trade? Okay, I see some answers here. I see up. Many people say up. Okay, anybody say otherwise? The question actually the questions can be anytime lah, because I believe when I say something, you have some doubt and then you want to ask, and then I can address to you, and then that can solve your problem easier rather than you have to wait until the end of the session. Then you may forgot what was the beginning part. So as you have problem, you just type it up. Okay, then I just look at the questions will do. Okay. Okay, some interesting. Some say many people say up, and then one say either one up or down. Okay, good. So you have either uptrend or downtrend. Okay, and then some say both, and any entry when. Okay, so asking when to enter. So when to enter, you can enter either up or downtrend. And let me see, anybody say sideways. Sideways for waiting to trade. Oh, okay. So when you are on a sideways, you are waiting for the opportunity. Okay. Okay. So actually, consolidation. Okay. So actually, there is no right or wrong. It's just your personal preference. I'm going to show you something. Okay. So here, I'm going to show you different types of a trend. So here we are looking for, let's say we are looking for this trend. Okay. Can anybody tell me what trend is this? Up or down or horizontal? This trend. Okay, very good. So this one is an uptrend. Now for an uptrend, let me draw my trend line. Okay. So how you draw the trend line is that you have to connect when it is uptrend, you connect the bottom here. Okay, so let's draw. So here I'm using this tradingview.com. So if I can share with you, I will share with you in the chat here so that you can click and then you can look at the chart. Okay, so here is a tradingview.com, and let's draw the trend. So here you are looking at the uptrend. Okay, so first the bottom here, you can connect the trend and then become an uptrend, correct? And it takes minimum 2 points. Okay, 1 point here, 1 point here, 2 points. Actually, I have more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4 points here. Okay, so anything more than 2 points to connect one trend line, it's a valid trend line. You cannot connect with 1 point. You have to have 2 points. Okay. Then another thing is, if you look at it, if let's say I want to trade this stock, okay, it's an uptrend stock, I want to trade, let's say. So first, I will have to draw a major uptrend to show that it is on an uptrend. Then you see, I can start to connect the top here, and then I wait for a breakout. So here, finally, I saw a breakout. Okay, then I start to draw trend line. Okay, see how fast I can draw the trend line. I can draw the trend line as if that it is a very fast. You don't have to think so much. Okay, let me move this thing away so that I can draw better. Okay, you see how I draw the trend line. The tails, usually I will exclude the tails because sometimes you have the candlestick with the tail. So I will exclude the tail. So I just draw the body. Now, if you do look at this trend line, you see, for a beginner, you may think that, wow, so messy. The lines are very messy. Okay. However, if you to follow what I say just now, you connect the 2 points and then you draw. Okay, you draw. You connect the bottom here and then you draw. You connect the top here, you draw down. Connect the bottom here, you draw up. And then connect the top here, you draw down. When you draw a down trend line, you connect the top. When you draw an up trend line, you connect the bottom. Okay, so this one, I move this a little bit. Okay, then this one, bottom connect, and then top connect, bottom connect, top connect. Okay, do I make money? Okay, I buy here, I sell here, I make money. Okay, how much money do I make? Let's say I buy here 250 and I sell here 330, so I make 80 cents. Then I buy here again 316 and I sell here 339, so I made 20 cents. Let's say I buy here. 3 ringgit and I sell here. 3.30, so I make 30 cents here. Let's say I buy here. 3.29 and then I sell here, and 3.6 here is 3.28 and then here is 3.70, so it's about 40 cents, and then I also make money. Here is 3.68 and then here is 3.79, so I make 10 cents. So each of these trade I make money on an uptrend, okay, by drawing the trend line. How about, okay, let's now somebody say downtrend, because in our Bursa Malaysia, it will be very tricky to short selling, right? So usually we will just buy low and sell high, okay? So we buy low and sell high. So can we make money in a downtrend? Let's say we buy low and sell high. What do you think? Can we make money in a downtrend? Hello? Can? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Best to include the tail. Okay. Do you differentiate between a major trend line, minor trend line? Okay, later I will talk about the Jason. You hold on to the question. Jason asked whether we can differentiate between the major trend line and the shorter trend line. Yes, we can do that later when I bring in the moving average. Then I'll let you know. Okay. So now I just do a quick overview, like whether we can make money or not in the uptrend, in the downtrend, in the horizontal trend, whether we can make money or not. That's the most important thing. After all, why do we want to learn about technical analysis, right? Okay. All right. Okay. So now we only, so some people quite skeptical in a downtrend, whether we can make money. Okay, let's say this one is a downtrend. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here is a downtrend. Okay, and this one you can connect because I only look at 1 year. Okay, so let's say I'm looking at a very short-term period, which is about within 2 years' time, from last year May until this year. Okay, I just want to look at whether, let's say this year, whether this year I can make money or not, downtrend. Okay, so here, let's say I buy in November last year. Okay, then I sell here. So here I buy at around 10.24 and then I sell at around 10.80. So I make about 60 cents. Okay, let's draw. Here I buy at 9.95 and then I sell at this gap down here at 10.38. So 10.38, 9.95, 40 cents. I make 40 cents. Okay. Let's say I buy at this 9.80 and then I sell at 10.25. So 45 cents. I make 45 cents. So can you see that although I'm in a downtrend, okay, this whole thing is a downtrend. Okay, one trick, why do you know it is a downtrend? You look at the 200-day moving average. Do you see this line as a 200-day moving average? So this shows that it is a downtrend. Okay, so later I will explain more about this moving average. I just show it to you first. And so it is a downtrend. Okay, for sure it is a downtrend. So, but can I make money? Yes, I can. I can make money in a downtrend when I just buy low and sell high, and when I just simply draw the trend line. Okay, how about horizontal trend? Now this one is a horizontal trend. Oh, still confused how the trend line is drawn. Okay, I go slow a bit now. So okay, so this one horizontal trend, can you make money? Yes or no? Can make money in the horizontal trend? Yes, can. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, how I draw the trend line. Top here. Sometimes extreme top I will exclude. I will just follow this top and then this top, and then I will just draw a trend line like this. Okay. Later, as I go along, I will teach you a better way of drawing the trend line using the moving average. Okay, because sometimes as a new person, you may not know how to draw the trend line well. So then I will teach you how to incorporate the moving average so that you can follow the moving average line and then draw nicely. Okay, draw very, very nicely. Then this one down, and then you see how I draw. Because I am very, very used to drawing the trend line, I draw trend line every day on a daily basis. So it's like automatic, you know, it's like automatic kind of operation for me. So when I see that, I straight away can draw. So how do you achieve this? You have to practice. Practice make perfect. Every time, every day, you just have to look at the chart and then just draw the trend line. So if one day you can draw the trend line as fast as I can, then that means you are able to draw a quick and good trend line. Because sometimes, just like when you are driving, when you learn how to drive, basically when you start learning how to drive, you do not know how to go about the driving, because it's like everything is new to you. Just like this technical analysis, it's a new skill. So everything is new to you. So in order to make yourself very, very familiar of this new skill, the only way is to keep practicing. Okay, so this one you have to keep practicing. And then beginning, you may want to use the moving average. Okay, but let us look at this, whether we can make money or not. Here we buy here. Okay, we buy at 8 ringgit, 809, and then we sell at 810. No, 832, 832. So this one make about 10, 20 cents. Then here we buy at 810, and then we sell at 827. We make about 17 cents. We make less because it is a horizontal range, so we make less money. Here we buy at 810, and then we sell at 822. We make 10 cents. Here we buy at 810, and then we sell at 820, make another 10 cents. Here this one is 806, and then we sell at 809. So this one break even. Okay, so when you are in a horizontal trend, you make little money. So do you see that it pays for you to go for an uptrend? Because when you are in an uptrend, okay, you make more money by trading an uptrend stock. Okay, it's not that you cannot make money, you can less money. Okay, and that will incur a lot of brokerage charges. And this one downtrend, you can still make money as well. And looks like this downtrend, because of the price volatility, you can make more money than this horizontal trend. So what I want to say is that if you were to able to draw the trend line well, okay, you can identify the buying, when to buy and when to sell. Okay, so when we buy, okay, what is the time range? Oh, all these are daily charts. So what I'm using are all daily chart. Okay, do you draw the lines based on daily? It's a daily time frame, because for daily time frame is the most important time frame, because we are looking at the stock market on a daily basis. And also, if let's say, even if you are on an intraday, of course, you will look into the minute chart and the hourly chart. But the thing is that you still have to refer back to the daily chart to look at the bigger trend, okay, the bigger view. So this daily chart is important concept. Okay. Okay, later I will come back to here again. Let go through some of the theory stuff. Okay, so the theory stuff I still have to go through. Okay, so so then you can see that uptrend is formed by all the bottom. When you have an uptrend, you form all this bottom and the bottom, and then you draw uptrend line. And then when you are on a downtrend line, you form the top, and then you draw the downtrend line. So now you see how I draw. Okay, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, horizontal trend, horizontal trend. Okay. Yeah. So trend line can be used as support or resistance. and they show direction and the speed of the price. And the longer the trend line, the more significant it is. Okay, so first, trend lines can be used as a support or resistance, and they can show the direction and the speed. And then the longer the trend line, the more significant it is. There are 3 points here. So first of all, support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance. When we are looking at technical analysis, the whole thing about technical analysis, I can say, is about support and resistance. If I were to summarize everything about TA, what is TA? Okay, TA is support and resistance. So if you to look at this sentence, it means that whenever you are involved in trading based on the technical analysis, you are always constantly looking for, where is my support? Where is my resistance? You have to do that. Okay, always constantly looking for support and resistance. So for example, okay, you look at this. Okay, so if let's say I clear out everything, you look at this, is like very random. Okay, so let's say you see, oh, it's all the random thing. Okay, I have this top here, then the low here, the top here, and all this. So it is very like a messy. You don't know how to organize your chart. Okay, so sometimes when you see something not familiar to you, and then you want to make it very systematic and organized, then you want to set a few rules. So rules are for you to make yourself easy to make things systematic for you, and then to see things more clearly for you. So then my rules are 3 rules. Okay, when I draw the trend lines, I have 3 rules. 3 types of trend lines. Number 1, the horizontal support and resistance line. Number 2, the trend line, which is the 45-degree line that you saw, which is up, down, that trend line. And number 3, moving averages. So I repeat, the 3 important ingredients of drawing the trend lines are horizontal support and resistance line, the 45-degree trend line, and the moving average. Okay, so when the whole topic on today's session is the art of drawing trend line. So then I have to say that the art of drawing trend line is to incorporate these 3 secrets. Okay, so many people, they do not know. So these 3 secrets are horizontal support and resistance. So I show you the horizontal line. How to draw the horizontal line. So do you see that there is a swing high and swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high and swing low? Okay, so all these are swing high and swing low. So when you want to draw the horizontal and support trend line, first you have to zoom out. Okay, you have to see a mega big picture. Zoom out. Okay, zoom out. And then you can see that this is like a 10-year kind of a chart. Then you start to look left and right. Okay, look left and right because this chart is big, right? So you have to look carefully. So top, identify the top, and then you click. Okay, because this one is drawing the horizontal trend line. So I'm going to draw whenever I see a major top and a swing high and a swing low. Okay, I will look and then see whether this line is reacting well with the rest, and then I will draw as well. So here I see that I have 1 point here and then 1 point here. Here I see that there are a few points here because this is the neckline here, and then it also becomes a neckline here. And then I will also look at here. I see some neckline here. I can also draw some line. And this neckline is also the top of that later development. Okay. Then I see that there is some price action here, some support here, and then some height here, some height here, so I can draw this trend line here as well. So I am able to draw some nice horizontal trend line, and these are all support and resistance trend line. Okay, so these are all support and resistance trend line, and you can see that they are moving nicely. Okay, they are moving nicely, and this will give you a backdrop. Okay, maybe you can change the color a little bit. So maybe this color is very, very obvious. So maybe you can make it very subtle, and then you change the color to a more subtle color so that it acts as a backdrop. Okay, so that it reminds you that, oh, I have this line here, and it was a supporting line here, but then it become like a resistance line here now. So when I want to trade, I know that, oh, these are the supporting trend line that in the past it was reacting well, and then now it should be reacting well as well. So then this give me an idea where is the support and resistance. Okay, so all this horizontal trend line. Okay, then this is the first step. The next step, second step, you bring out two moving averages, 20-day and the 200-day moving average. Okay, so I bring out my 200-day moving average, and I bring out my 20-day moving average. So when I look at this, I know that my long-term supporting trend line is around that 200-day moving average. And my short-term, medium term is more or less coincide with that 20-day moving average. So I have my major trend line like this. Then I can start to draw my trend line. So for people who are new in this TA, after you have seen the moving average, right? Then you can use this moving average line to help you, to guide you, to draw the trend line more accurately. Okay, so for example, I see that this one is my 200 long-term trend line that is from 2011 until 2013. So it's about 3-year kind of a trend line. I can draw like this. Okay, I can draw like this that coincide with my 200-day moving average line. I can coincide. So I touch here, touch here, touch here, and here. So it's a valid trend line here. Okay, so I'm drawing this trend line because it is coincide, or this showing that 200-day moving average trend line is coincide with this long-term trend line. So this is my long-term trend line. It's a 3-year trend line. Then I see that there is line here, right? So I can draw one down line here as well. So this one touching here and touching here as well. So here it gives me a nice diagram like that. And now I can draw like this, and I can draw like this, and I can draw like this. Okay, so what we are drawing is major trend line. So when we look at 10-year chart, then we need to draw the major trend line to see an overall view first. Are we in a long-term bullish trend or long-term bearish trend? So if we are below the 200-day moving average line, most likely we are on a long-term bearish trend. Okay, so here we are currently at the long-term bearish trend here because we just crossed out of here. But however, here we are horizontal. So giving some time, and then it will break above that 200-day moving average. So here you have 3 secrets here. First, you draw the horizontal supporting trend line and resistance. Okay, so that is the first step. Number 2, you bring out the moving average. So you bring out that 20-day, you bring out that 200-day, so that you can draw a major trend first. Later, we can zoom in for the 1-year chart, and then we can start to draw the 20-day moving average trend line. Okay. Then thirdly, then only you start to draw the 45-degree trend line. So these are all 45-degree trend line. Okay, so here we can also zoom in. Let's say we zoom in. Okay. Okay, we zoom in here. And then we want to draw the shorter trend line, which is coincide with the 20-day moving average. You see, 20-day moving average. So we can also draw the 20-day moving average nicely as well. You see? And this one, after you draw, you see that it is horizontal. So you know that it is horizontal, and you can draw something like this, okay, and like that, like this, and okay, looking at the possible breakout here. So we can use the moving average. As you can see, we can use the moving average to help us to draw a better or nicer trend line, so that when the price break above two lines, the 20-day moving average and the trend line, the white color trend line together, okay, if they were to break these two lines together, then it will be more powerful. So the breakout will be more impactful. And if let's say the three lines are together, if let's say you break above all the three lines together, 20-day, 200-day, and the white color trend line, these three lines break together, then this upward breakout will be more powerful, and then the chances of a valid breakout is genuine. Okay, so it depends on how many lines you break up, because sometimes you can only break out one trend line, but the white color trend line is still not break up yet. Okay, then sometimes so if let's say you just see that, oh, I just break out one trend line, the 20-day only, but the 45-degree haven't, so you just wait. Or sometimes you say, okay, just break the 20-day first. The 200-day is somewhere near there, but then haven't break that. So then maybe you say, okay, I want to wait until it break that 200-day moving average. Okay, so all these are helping you for your investment or your trading decision. Okay, so you have to use all this information. Not necessarily you just use the trend line. You have to use all kinds of information to help you. Okay. Somebody asked, okay, can we draw trend line on indicator for entry? Yes, we can draw trend line on indicator. Okay, later I answer you back this question. And then will the session be recorded? It will be recorded at the live. It is a YouTube live, so it will be in the YouTube channel for Live Champ YouTube channel. Okay, so you can refer to Live Champ YouTube channel. And Jason asked, so this one I answered already. So how to define the pivot high or low? Swing high or swing low? Yes. So pivot high, pivot low is the same as swing high and swing low. Okay, so Jason is the same. Swing high, swing low, pivot high, pivot low, they are the same. On the hindsight, it's always easy to say buy low and sell high, but in the actual, how to see accurately? Next can either go up or down. Yeah, you are right. So usually you can't see, right? Because you say, oh, on the high side, oh, so easy. But actually, okay, I can tell you, and that is why you need all these horizontal trend line and the 20-day and the 200 moving average to guide you, so that you can draw your trend line more accurately. Okay, so because sometimes without these tools to help you, you may not be able to draw nicely. And then hi, Pauline, which time frame is suitable to use when drawing trend line? Thanks. Okay. Which time frame? Daily chart. Daily chart is the best. Okay. May I know if it's possible how to see resistance for all-time high stop? Resistance. All-time high, no resistance. The sky is the limit. The only resistance, you have to use a Fibonacci extension. Okay, so go. If you are looking for historical high and then it go higher and higher, right? So the sky is the limit. Okay, there's nothing for you to, there's no resistance line up there in the sky, right? So then how do you track where will be the target? So you go for the Fibonacci extension. Okay, and if you want to talk about Fibonacci, I think my previous YouTube, webinar, Busa webinar have that answer for you. Okay, so Irene's question, I will come back to you later. So, okay, let's see the chat here. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, but how do you know where is the low? Okay, good question. So Jane, the low is the breakout point. You see, you may never, when you use this breakout point, right? One thing is that you may never spot at the lowest point. You may never. You can only buy at the breakout. So meaning that whenever you buy, it is not the lowest point. It is the breakout point. Okay, so you have to identify that. So you have to I have to clarify that when you use the trend line method, it is not the bottom. It is not the lowest point. Okay, it is the breakout point. Okay. Mm. Okay, so Faiz say, do you prefer tail or body as a pivot point for trend line? I prefer the body because the tail can be an extreme because of emotion. Okay, it can be extreme. So I prefer the body of the candlestick. Okay, but it's sometimes I will use the tail, so it depends also. So it's very hard to answer whether straightly I use the body or the tail because sometimes I do use the tail, so it depends on the situation. Okay, so so Larry asked, Pauline, for minor trend line, why does some of the line you connect the highs and the low is in one trend? For minor trend line, okay, because trend line there is a many time frame, right? So you have a long trend line time frame, and then you have the months, and then you have the days and the hourly. So you can also draw some minute trend line as well. So for example here, okay, good observation. Minute, these are all minute. Okay, so it's all minute. So you can draw minute trend line as well. So you can do that as well. But I can tell you the minute trend line, we will be crazy over it because the price is too volatile. So you won't be able to catch the bigger picture. So what I like to see is a big picture. Once you see a big picture, then you zoom in. Okay, don't be you'll be confused, or your emotion, or rather your emotion will be affected by the minute trend usually. Okay, so that's why when you are too affected, when the minute when you see that, wow, you are lost already, I'm lost already, I do not know what is the trend now. Okay, the minute when you see that you are lost because you focus too much for the minor trend, so then you have to zoom out. Okay, you zoom out and then you start to draw a bigger trend. Okay, make yourself fresh again. So you will have to erase everything, make yourself totally fresh again, and then you start to draw the major trend line. Then only you start to look at the from outside to the small. Okay, so from top to the bottom, so that you can see better. Otherwise, you get very emotionally affected because you see the price keep on up and down. Your heartbeat is also pumping up and down, up and down. Okay. Okay, triangle, yes, later. Could you explain which situation you use tail? Okay, actually, it's very difficult to explain because sometimes I look at the overall chart pattern, and then if I see that sometimes the tail is not too tall, and then but however, it is the tail is touching the previous support and resistance line. So for example, if let's say this line, okay, there's some tail here. So if let's say this tail is also touching the previous swing high or swing low, then I may use this tail because I want to sync with the previous swing high and swing low as well. So that's why sometimes occasionally I will use the tail as well. Okay, and in the major trend line, why sometimes you connect 2 or 3 peaks and sometimes you connect 2 or 3 throw? That's because I'm drawing downtrend line or uptrend line. So Henry, if let's say I'm drawing an uptrend line, I connect the bottom. Okay, I connect the throw. And then if let's say I am drawing the downtrend line, okay, downtrend line, I connect the top here. Okay. Then okay. So Okay, let me go back to the theory first. I need to cover some of the theory part first. Okay. Okay, let me. Okay, so you can see that the support and resistance is so important because it will give you like a backdrop support and resistance, but then it is subtle and yet it is like impacting the price action. Okay, because sometimes if you didn't draw this support and resistance, that the previous major swing high or swing low, and then it will have some relation to the current situation. And then if you didn't do that, sometimes you see that, hey, everything is nice. I see that it's supposed to break up, but how come the price reverses? That is because there is this inherent resistance at the backdrop there. Okay, and then all this trend line will show the direction and the speed of the price. So because if let's say you are drawing a very steep trend line, okay, if let's say this is a very, very steep trend line because it ran up too steep. So then this tell you that this current trend is a very, very bullish momentum trend because it's very, very steep. It is more than 45 degree, let's say. And a normal trend should be around 45 degree, okay? And a very, very weak trend will be around like this, okay? But about 25 or 30 degree. So we are looking at different gradient, okay? When you draw the trend line, you look at their gradient, okay? You know what's a gradient? The gradient is the degree, the angle of the ascending, the angle, okay? So the angle is also depending on each of the candlestick. Okay, how tall are the candlestick? So usually when you have a huge price action, then the gradient will be much steeper. Okay, and of course, the longer the trend line, the more significant it is. If let's say you saw how I draw the trend line, 10-year chart. So I draw like a 3-year chart, 3-year downtrend, 3-year uptrend, 3-year downtrend. So this kind of a long-term trend line, it is very, very significant. Once it is broken, the effect will be very, very impactful. Okay. So, however, if let's say you are drawing a but what happened if you violated a 3-year trend line? If you violate few months, maybe 6 months, 4 months. So that is why when it talk about the trend line, the longer the trend line, the more significant it is. Okay. Okay. So support and resistance. So this one you know already, huh? Validation, 2 or more points, validate. Okay. If you get 3 points, good. 4 points, better. The trend line significant. Okay. Sometimes given a horizontal trend, the price keep on testing the horizontal trend line here. Let's say Maybank, 8 ringgit. Okay. So every time it touches 8 ringgit, it rebounds. Every time it touches 8 ringgit, it rebounds. Touches 8 ringgit, it rebounds. Okay, so it is always very, very often, then this 8 ringgit become a very, very important trend line. So if this were to violate, then the effect will be also impactful. Okay, so this one we have to take note. And the time frame. Of course, the longer the trend line, the more significant it is. Okay. And the angles, the more steep it is, the more powerful it is. And however, also more not sustainable because it is so steep. So maybe it may not continue forever. So such a steep level, it will correction, and then it will go on to a more gentle slope. Okay, and the gentle slope will be more sustainable. Okay, sometimes we can draw channel line as well. So channel line is when you see that you connect the bottom here, and then you connect the top here. Okay, so then you see that the price seems to move along well within that channel. And here you can also draw a channel line here, and then you can see that it seems to move along well within the channel. Okay, so this channel line, it is also useful because you can see where the price is moving. Okay. And okay, so then trend line breaks. So when we draw the trend line, the purpose of drawing the trend line is to see a breakout, okay, a trend line breaks. So how do you validate or confirm that it is a true, genuine break? So in order to confirm whether it is a true or genuine break, there is some rules here. So first, it is a price filter rules. So it's about 2 to 3% of the price. So if let's say if the price is 8 ringgit, and then the 3% of that 8 ringgit will be 8 times 0.03 will be about 24 cents. So if the price drop below 776, then it will be a true breakout. Okay, so that's one way of confirming. Another way is looking at the time. Okay, using the time, I usually count the candlestick, 3 bars. Okay, if it's a daily chart, 3 days. If it's an hourly chart, 3 hours. If it's a minute chart, 3 minutes. Okay, so looking at the bars, okay, the candlestick bars. And also, there is also another third way. The third way is the, for example, when you see there's a trend line break, okay, it break here, then you have to see the rebounds here. Okay, if the rebounds cannot pass this trend line and then it reverses, it's confirmation. Okay, so this is a confirmation when it reverses, when there is a rejection from that trend line. Okay. So here is a way of drawing the horizontal support and resistance. Okay, horizontal support and resistance. You see the top, you draw, see the top here, and then the bottom here, you draw. So whenever you see a lot of reaction, then this one become a very, very important support and resistance. Now, interesting because I've been teaching technical analysis for many, many years. So this chart was 2011. It was a long time, about 10 years ago. So it was so I use the same chart because I want to show you that this 1520 for our KLCI is still a very, very valid, very, very, very important support and resistance trend line, horizontal trend line. It's a very, very important. You see, back in 2011, it was already always reacting well with the 1520. Until now, we are still, reacting well with that 1520. So that shows that 10 years ago, 10 years later, it is still significant. Okay. Okay, so general rules, support and resistance. The more of a security that changes hands at a particular level, the more significant that it is likely to be a support and resistance zone. Because you see, it is always reacting here, reacting. So then because of this, people always act on this. So then this become a very, very important zone, support and resistance zone. Okay, and also psychologically, people will always remember this. Oh, 1520, 1520, because people always see that it is reacting from this level. Okay. Okay. So, and all these rules are from this book by Martin Prink, Technical Analysis Explained. So if let's say for any new beginners, you want to learn about technical analysis, this book I recommend, written by Martin Prink. Okay, I think it's the most established textbook, technical analysis textbook for any new beginners. Okay, so you can see. So this one I got it from there. So the general rules. So the greater the speed of the preceding price movement, the more significant a support or resistance. So this one is actually same as what I told you just now, whereby you are looking at the speed of the angle. So when you see that the price is full of momentum, So then you know that this price action is very powerful, and then most likely it will break any form of if there is a resistance, it will break it. Okay, because it is a very, very powerful price action. And if let's say, okay, maybe later there's another slide, I'll explain that. Okay, so the more times a support or resistance zone has been able to reverse a price trend, then it will be a very significant, just like the 1520. Okay, and once a support and resistance zone has been violated, it becomes the resistance zone. So if support zone violated, it becomes a resistance zone. So if let's say you are going higher, and then every time you break the highest resistance zone, then this zone become a support. You see, it become a support. Then I can go higher, and then this one become a support. Then I can go higher. You see how it works. Okay, so this is a concept. And the longer the period that has elapsed, the less significant it is. So sometimes you look at the 30, 20 years chart, maybe the time frame was too long, and maybe 20 years ago 800 point was a very significant level, but now 800 points, we can't even touch that 800 point. You get what I mean? So sometimes when it is too far, it may not be so significant. Okay, so let's draw. Okay, mentally you draw. Okay, you can't draw on my screen here, so mentally you draw the support and resistance. Okay, how do you draw this one, support and resistance? Can anybody tell me how you draw? Okay, what price level you draw? Okay, 185, 1.85. Okay, so around here. Oops, a bit slanting. Okay, yes. What about top? 2.20. Okay, 20 here. Okay, it is 1. Okay, good. You have spot 1. Very good. And 2 point, this one, 2.2 here. Okay, because 1 point here, 1 point here. So this level. And of course, you have the top here, the major top. Okay, so this is how you can draw. Very, very good. Well done. And okay. Okay, do you consider the volume? Okay, so no, the volume, no, because when I draw this support and resistance is purely the price action. The volume is only when you are looking at the when you are trading, and then when you want to see whether this uptrend is supported by the volume, then you want to see that volume. But if let's say we just draw the horizontal support resistance, I don't look at the volume. Okay, and even when you draw the trend line, no need to look at the volume as well. Okay. Okay. Then, okay, here, how do you look at the price? Which price? Where? 7.2, right? Okay, good. 7.2. Oops, I think it's 7.3 around there. Okay. Then another one, 7.8. Yeah, that's right. I see wrongly. So it's 7.8. Yeah, sorry. 7.8. And then another one is 10. Very good. And yeah, fantastic. 7.2 and 12 also. Very, very good. Okay, so these are the major one. And of course, we have the lower one here. Okay. Would the line chart, oh no, not the line chart. I mean, I just use the line chart, but actually you can use a candlestick. Okay, no. I just use, for example, because some new people, they may not be able to grasp the candlestick. So that's why I use a line chart. But actually, you have to use a candlestick. Okay. So here also looking at the here. Okay, the top part here, correct? And then the middle here, you have 530, 540. Yeah, that's about there. Okay, so you see one here. Okay, then you see another one here. Okay, very good. Okay, well done. So here, using the moving average. So this one I have mentioned just now. So the moving average is for you to draw the trend line. So this one is more like a medium term trend line that can allow you, this is a horizontal trend. So you can draw horizontal trend line here. And then waiting for a breakout. And then you can draw a trend line here. And then you can draw a trend line here. You can draw a trend line. Okay, so here maybe you can draw like this, then like this, and then a bit of not very straight because I do not have a ruler. Okay, why not use SMA? SMA is a simple moving average. This is a simple moving average. So moving average is also called the simple moving average. It's the same. When to use a price chart as a log chart, we just use a normal price chart. Okay, log chart is when you want to analyze like 20 years or 30 years or 100 years kind of a chart. Then you use a logarithm chart because logarithm chart will like, for example, Dow Jones. How can you use a normal chart because you start from 100 points to 30,000 points. So unless you are analyzing like 100 years, then you need a logarithm chart. Can we use a Bollinger Band? Okay, Bollinger Band you can use, but for me personally, I prefer simple moving average line. So these are very simple moving average line. So it's easy to use. Okay. Front can always use as simple front can always use as a sample chart. Okay, you also see that I like to use front can as my sample chart. Yeah, okay, because it is a fast moving chart whereby I can demonstrate the uptrend better. Okay, no, I don't use a point and figure because for point and figure is that there is no not all the market participants, they are using the point and figure. So sometimes when we look into technical analysis, we want to use something that is popular, that everybody look at it, everybody use it. Because when everybody use it and then when it is popular, then only everybody will act on it. Okay, so that's how accurate it is. EMA, exponential moving average is good. Okay, exponential moving average is good. It's good for technology stock and fast moving stock. So for example, if let's say you are looking at the US stock market, perhaps you can use the EMA as well. Okay, so EMA and SMA, they are very, very similar. If you can draw these two lines, not much difference. So it's your personal preference. Crypto. Okay, what about crypto? And then Emil, psychology side, MA famous more than EMA. Yeah, I would think that simple moving average is more famous than the popular than the exponential moving average because a lot of the chart we see that the default moving average line is the simple moving average line. So that's a default. So when you see that people are using that as a default, it has to be the most popular lines. Yeah, so yes, I explained that questions, SME and EMA. The difference will be the calculation, okay? Because SMA use average, and then the EMA use another formula that put on more weight, more value to the recent price change or price action. Okay. Can repeat again the part earlier to mention three factors must not okay. Three secret, is it the three secret? Repeat the three factors and the three secrets of the trend line, is it? Okay. So what are my three secrets? Can anybody type in the chat here? What are my three secrets of drawing the trend line? Anybody? Horizontal trend line, yes, Amil, good. Moving average line, yes, can. 20-day and the 200-day, and then Amil also correct, 45-degree trend line, absolutely right. So three things: horizontal support and resistance, and 20-day and the 200-day moving average line to guide you so that you can draw nicely, and then the 45-degree line. Okay, then Horizontal support and resistance line. Yes. Okay. So here, some some of the takeaway here. Okay, when I talk about this takeaway, I actually do the summary of what we have learned today. Key takeaways on the trend line analysis. Okay, 2 points is speculative, 3 points is confirmed. So when you draw the trend line, sometimes you can connect 2 points only. So 2 points is good enough, okay, it's minimum. However, if you can have 3 points, that is more valid than the 2 points, because after all, the price action touches 3 times on that line, so it is more valid than the 2 points. Okay, so this is number 1. And then assessing the break. So when you look at the break, okay, the trend line break, so sometimes when do you know it is genuine or non, it's a fake one? Okay, sometimes when there is a trend line break, okay, let's say it break, okay, how do you know that this is a genuine? Sometimes you have a horizontal trend and then it break, okay, so how do you know this one it will not break further? How? Okay, anybody? How do you know when? Sometimes you see this after it break, right, it reverses. Okay, what? 3 bar confirmation, good. Okay, we need to have 3 bar confirmation. If it's 3 days, it will be 3 days confirmation whether it can go back up. And then you look at the volume. Okay, good. We look at the volume whether there is a lot of selling pressure or not. If there's no selling pressure, then you know that it is not a lot of selling there. And 2 to 3%, yes. Okay, so another one. Okay, for example, okay, volume, yes, correct. Volume to see whether there is a selling pressure. So for example, okay, see whether I see. Okay, I clear here. So you see that there is a double top here, right? So I draw a trend line here, a neckline here. Okay, let's say I draw a neckline here. So let's say you are looking at this situation. Let's say you are you are here. Okay, you are here. Okay, so you do not know what's going to happen. Okay, let's say you don't know. So when you see that the trend line breaks, okay, how do you know that this is valid? So number 1, this bar breakdown. But here, I think it's not very clear. But here, the volume, you can see here, actually, the volume is more than the volume here. But because of all these things blocking, okay, maybe I move here lah. Here, actually, you see the volume is lower, okay, lower. And then, but however, when it is selling, the volume pick up. So that means there is a strong selling pressure. And another way of looking at it is that you look at the candlestick. The candlestick has a high, huge bearish candlestick. You see the bar is huge red color bar. It's not a short bar, it's a huge price action. So that means with this huge price action and then followed by the volume spike, it is a genuine break. Okay, and the price will go down for some time. And in this case, the price didn't go until the price target. Usually when we look at it, the price target is the top here, and then the target will be around here. But it turned, okay, it didn't, and then it turned, okay. But anyway, there is a sell down here. Okay, then I show you another one. Okay, here did we break? Okay, the tail break. Okay, never mind, I show you this one. Okay. So here we see that, can I see the volume bar? It was actually blocked by this thing, can't see the volume bar. However, when we look at this, okay, when we look at this, so when we zoom in and then we see the price action. So after you have seen that the price break, right? Supposedly, you see the volume also spike up. So that means this selling pressure is huge. However, you can see that after some time, these 2 days, the volume seems to reduce. So that means that this price action, is it strong or weak? This sell down, this price action, is it a strong one or a weak one? What do you think? type in the chat. Yeah, it is rather weak. It is not as strong as we are looking at, because this one is a multi-top chart pattern and then it violated. But when it violated, you see it is not very steep, but then it is like moving on like a sideways a little bit. It went a little bit sideways and then it went down, but then it's going on a sideways again. So this one is a weaker kind of a breakdown. So when you see this kind of a weaker breakdown, does the volume bar color? Yeah, the volume bar will coincide with the red color. You see, red color coincide with the red color, green color coincide with the green color. So the green color means it's an up day, the red color is a down day. So you can see that that means that there is some support here. The selling pressure is not as bad. So let me show you. Okay, here is the US one. Okay, SPY. So when you look at the SPY, you see that there's a mini double top. Why I say mini? Because this double top is a very, very small chart pattern. Okay. However, it is a chart pattern, so it was violated. And then after it violated, right, you see that the bar is very, very huge. The selling pressure is huge. But the thing is that one day it reached the target already. Within days, it reached the target. So technical analysis is something like this. So whenever it reaches a target, it will reverse. Okay. So so in this case, the correction was rather short because it has reached the target very, very soon, and then it reverses very, very soon. So there's a spike in the volume as well. Okay, RSI. Okay, good. So now let's take a look at the RSI. RSI. So here we are looking at incorporating the trend line together with the indicator. Okay. Okay, so here we can draw trend line in the indicator as well. So for me personally, I like to use the RSI to draw trend line so that you can see whether there is any buying opportunity. So for example, you see that there is a breakout here. Okay, so I can draw like here. Okay, so I touch here, and then there's a breakout here. So when I use my cursor here, this breakout, right? Do you see that it is also a buying opportunity here? Okay, it is a buying opportunity there. And you can also draw another trend line break. So this trend line break coincide with this trend line break. So it is a buying opportunity. And then you can see that there is a reverse. This is a reverse. It's a W. It's a double bottom. You see a double bottom here. Double bottom is also a chart pattern. So that means what? That means when we analyze the TA, right? Not necessarily we just focus on the price. Not necessarily. So we are actually looking at the indicator, and then we are looking at the chart pattern in the indicator, and as well as the trend line in the indicator. So we are looking at both, so that to double confirm. You see, I can draw another trend line here. Okay, and this trend line also coincide with this. And I see a head and shoulder, reverse head and shoulder here. And I can also draw a trend line here, coincide. Okay. I use 14. Yeah, I use 14. That's a default one. Yeah, I use the 14. Yes, I use the default. Okay, can trend line be drawn on the record chart? Yes, you can. However, as I said, you have to choose a popular chart. So if let's say a popular indicator, record is not a popular indicator. Okay, the name sounds very big, but is it a popular indicator? Okay, so if trend line of the price action and the trend line of the RSI are parallel, it's good. Okay, so actually, okay, Faiz, no. Okay, Faiz, maybe I can have another session on this, another webinar session on the divergence when we talk about the indicator, the technical indicator, and the price divergence. Because when we are looking at the technical indicator, such as the oscillator, for example, this RSI, we are looking at the price and the indicator divergence, whether there's a divergence or not. And then that can also be a buy opportunity. So perhaps that will be on another session, okay? Because not enough time. Yeah. Oh, okay. Individual stock later. We just cover our this one first. Okay. Here we are looking at another key takeaway is that the trend line should fuel acceleration. So this is just now what I mentioned, fuel acceleration. So once it breaks the trend line, you must see the bar is a big bearish bar, and then the volume also take a rise. So that means there is a acceleration. So when there is acceleration, then it will drive the price down further. Okay, if let's say after the trend line break, let's say this is a double top. However, after the trend line break, the price action is a very, very small price action. And not many people are selling. People are somehow is like supporting it. Then you can see that very soon it will be reversing. Okay, so that is how you can look at the price action when it react, when it break. How does it react? How does a market participant react? That's the most important thing. And they will react to the price action and the volume. Okay. Breakout and pullback. So whenever you see that you have a uptrend and then break down, then the pullback, this pullback will confirm everything. If you can go back up, congratulations, you are back on track. However, if you go down again, that means it's a confirmation that you are in the beginning of a downtrend because you are having a lower low and a lower high and a lower low. So when you see a lower high and a lower low, you are in a downtrend. Okay, like this, you break with a big bearish candlestick. Okay, so this accelerate it, and then you rebound, pull back. The rebound is a temporary rally. It cannot touch the trend line here. Then it reverses, and this accelerate further. You see, each of these bar are very, very huge negative bar. So then you have a lot of selling pressure, huge bar. Okay, so and the bigger the bar, right? It's more acceleration, more powerful. That means more impact, more momentum. Okay. Okay, so then the case study, go back to my screen there. Okay, so if you want me to look at your chart, then I can also look at your chart. So basically what we have learned today is that we have learned about trend lines in 3 scenarios, whether you are on an uptrend or you are downtrend or you are horizontal trend. Okay, how do I know it is an uptrend? I use my 200-day moving average line. You see, I can see that I'm on the uptrend. How do I know when I'm on the downtrend here? Okay, I look at the 200-day moving average line, and it is a downtrend. So even when you are in a downtrend here, with the right trend line, you can still make money. And then this downtrend line, I can use my 20-day moving average line and see whether it coincides well. And then I see that, oh, I'm coincide well and I'm drawing quite accurately. Okay, so here I can also draw one downtrend line like this so that I can show you that using the moving average line together with the trend line, I can draw a better trend line, a nicer trend line, and more accurate trend line. Okay. Okay. So I think I can answer your question now. Okay. Let's see. I start with the Q&A first lah. Okay. So Edwin, can we draw the trend line on the indicator? Yes, I answered you already. And which is better, draw trend line with or without a wick? It depends. Just now I also answered that already. any way to identify fake breakout using a trend line? Yeah, so the confirmation rules. Okay, so the confirmation rules will answer everything. Do you consider the fundamental example, the economy data and earnings when confirming the trend line break form a trend line? Okay, so Chu, you are asking whether when I look at the trend line break, do I need to refer back to the fundamental news or not? Okay, good question. So usually I do. For example, cryptocurrency. Recently, the Bitcoin crashed, right? This I show you the BTC USD. Recently, the Bitcoin, you can see that there is a double top here, and then this is the neckline, and then we can actually draw straight away. We can draw like this. We can draw like this, and then we can draw like this. So this is a target. Okay, so we are looking at the target like that. So when I'm looking at this trend line break, and then I was looking because a lot of people ask me what happened, should I hold a Bitcoin, shall I sell, shall I buy? Everybody asks me that. So then I have to keep on besides looking at the chart, I have to look at the fundamental. What is the fundamental? So for this particular, the fundamental for this drop was because the US Federal, they say they want to tapering the cryptocurrency, tapering. They didn't say how they're going to do that. They just say they're going to tapering. So just the word tapering itself already get nervous. The market participant get nervous and then they sell. So now the question is, how are they going to do that? What kind of rules they're going to set? What will happen? Will we see the cryptocurrency will be gone forever, or would it be like some rules, minor rules in place just to safeguard the investors? Okay, so all this we do not know. Okay, so what I can see is that the fundamental news is still there is some negative news there, but then we do not know what's going to happen yet. So at the moment, from the technical analysis, I can see that this level here is supported. Okay, and if this level is supported, I would like to see that it should be going higher. Okay, if no more bad news, unless what happened, unless this break, then if it break, then the next supporting trend line, you see there's a lower low here, right? So then this will be the next level that we should be looking at. Okay, so technical analysis is all about support and resistance. So every time when you see that this one cannot be supported, then the other one will be the support. So if this one supported, then it will slowly go higher. So everything is about support and resistance. You just have to, like a competition like that. You have to keep on achieving the hurdle. After you achieve this hurdle, you achieve another hurdle, you achieve another hurdle, you climb higher and higher so that you have to break the resistance all the way. Okay. Does the Heikin-Ashi chart help in drawing the trend line? Yes, you can try. Okay, you can try using the Heikin-Ashi because this one is a candlestick. So you can see whether it is helpful. Some people, they feedback to me, they find that it is more helpful. Okay, so it's your preference. And okay. Consider, okay, let's see. I hope I answer everybody question. One person asked about the PSTEC, PSTEC. Okay. Obviously, I have some lines here. That means I have been looking at this as well. So here I have already drawn my trend line here. Okay, so already drawn. So here this line, it is it had a breakout, and then but very soon it reversed. So maybe next I want to draw is my 20-day moving average line. So I see that it is below. And then my 200-day moving average line, it is also below. So that means it is still bearish. So you can't do anything except you break. But when you break 3 lines. Okay, so if you break this here, this level, this price level is I think this one is 1.065. So if you break that 1.065, you break 3 lines: 20-day, 200-day, and the 45-degree trend line. Okay. Okay, Chin. Yes, bye. SK Press. Okay. Press. Okay, for this one, because it is a chart pattern here, and then this is the neckline. This is a horizontal neckline that you are seeing. Okay, so actually I can move this lower. This one is the neckline. However, there is a lot of price action in here. A lot of price action here, around here. A lot of price action. So you are actually below all this trend line, 20-day, 200-day, and trend line. You are in a bear trend. So what you need to see is that whether you can be supported or not. Okay. So when I look at it, the current situation is that you are still, not in a good shape. Definitely not in a good shape, because you see such a big price action here. You have such a long tail here. Whenever I see such a significant long tail, I will avoid this. I will avoid this share already. Okay, because of such a long tail. Technical analysis is something like this. You have to see what is obvious. You trade the obvious. Obvious to you will be obvious to any other market participant. So when everybody see the same thing, they will avoid as well. Such a long tail. Okay. There are always 3 to 4 points, and then resistance trend line. Well, when you are looking at a significant move, there are always points touching them. That means that trend line, the more the number of times it touches the trend line, it means that that trend line is significant. And then when it breaks, it will be, because you just imagine psychologically, every time when the Maybank hit the 8 ringgit, it will rebound. Every time it hit the 8 ringgit, it will rebound. Then one day it no longer support by 8 ringgit. It break that 8 ringgit, go to 780. So if you already hold this share, won't you feel scared and nervous, and then you also want to sell? So psychologically lah. So every time when it is always supported, you are safe. You feel safe, and then you hold on to it. But once you find that it is no longer supported, then you feel scared, and then you still also want to sell. Okay. Pump and dump. Yeah, Jason. Pump and dump. Correct. When you see a long tail shooting star, pump and dump. Okay. So many. Yeah. Well, MACD helps in making better decision. Okay. Fabian, MACD for me is another moving average. Okay, so I already have my 2 moving average line in the chart, so I don't need another moving average. So I wouldn't want to bring in my MACD. So I will just have a very simple chart with the RSI and some 20-day, 200-day moving average, and then chart pattern and the trend line. That's it. That's all. That's all you need. Okay. Is TradingView a good platform? So far, I'm using TradingView because it has 20 over years of it can up to 20 years, 1980s. Okay, so it's a long history of a chart that you can see. Can you comment why DNEX have a long time? This one I also observed the DNEX. That's the market participant. Market participant react like that. I also cannot answer. Okay, so sometimes the breakout is failed is because of the way people they react to it. Can comment on the Dow and the Nasdaq. They are reversing. Dow and the Nasdaq are reversing. So now I can see that the European market is also closing the gap, because a few weeks ago we saw the major European market like the Germany and the CAC 40 DAX all gap down. So now I look at the chart again, they are closing the gap. Like CAC 40 already closed the gap, and then the DAX almost closing the gap. So very soon we are looking at a recovery again. can take a look at the MTEL. Is it MTEL? Okay. MTEL. Yeah, this chart gone already. You see, you crash already. Avoid this because you already crash. You see, so yeah. I think times is up also. I have to pass back to Shaz. Shaz, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I hope I have answered most of the also have to look at the industry because the industry itself they are up because of the COVID, but now COVID is going to be gone, so the industry is out of favor. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Pauline Yong, for sharing sessions, so guiding us through the stock market and give us and then give us the how to draw the trend lines. So for those of we have already reached the end of our webinar. Once again, thank Miss Pauline for today's sharing session. So and thank you to all participants for joining us today.
Thank you so much, and I hope everyone learned something today and can apply straight away. Okay, thank you.